Hey everybody, welcome to Unsealed and Revealed, the Home Edition. Today I'm taking a look at Marvel's future fight, The Punisher in War Machine armor by Hot Toys. Let's take a look. Now let's start by taking a look at the box. On the front, we have a raised Punisher logo, as well as all of the information about it. This one here, figure's going to slide out this way. This is a solid foam casing for your figure to protect it, but it has that Punisher logo embossed in it. On the back are going to be all of your credits. And then on this side here, we've got an image of the figure, and this is raised a little bit on it as well. Let's take this down, slide this out, see what we have inside. Once we've slid our tray out of the box, we're going to lift off this upper lid. See, it has the Punisher War Machine armor embossed in it. Heavy duty black styrofoam to hold it. And then our secondary tray, which is going to have all of our weaponry and our stand. So let's take a closer look at what you get inside. Inside our main tray, you're going to have your Frank Castle alternate head, the neck post for when you mount that on, and him in all his glory. Now the foam you see in there is to protect the metal parts from rubbing against each other. Here you're going to see a little bit of that detail. Then on the sides are going to be all of his additional hands, as well as that little slit there, and that's going to keep the moisture out. In tray number 2, all of our firing effects, which are really neat. Our Gatling Gun. There's all of our batteries with our screwdriver and our tweezers. A special stand, and that does have that glossy quality to it. The figure has 4 places for batteries. First up is going to be underneath the cowl. You're going to unscrew and there'll be 3 up there, switches underneath. 2 on the arms. You'll remove the cannons, small screw, small plate underneath, 3 batteries in the right one, 3 on the left, and then the last on the back. The panel up here removes, and you have 3 batteries there. So let's light them up and take a look. Now here we are with the light features on. The bright light up eyes. The hands are incredibly bright. I used the articulated finger hands for this one here. Now the chest is lit up, but you don't really see it behind the Punisher plate. And that removes off. However, at certain angles, you will almost see it through the eye. All right, let's turn the lights back up. These are the different hands that he comes with. The ones that are inside the package are going to be these closed fist ones. We also have a closed fist with the weaponry. You have both right and left for that as well. You have a right and left open palm, and these are a rubberized styled finger. And then a right and left with the articulated fingers as well. All right, first of the armaments is his back-mounted shoulder cannon. Has an individual little peg here. It's going to attach into the back right here. All right. Once it's in there, you have the articulation points that'll allow it to slide front, back, rotate, and then down to the side as well, if you like. All right, so let's kind of show it off that way. The next, this ball joint here is for our shoulder-mounted minigun. Got a little ball joint in there. And we're going to attach this like so, and it'll pop right on. Now the back of the minigun can turn. And the reason that it does that is to allow you to have a little bit more play with how his bullet band will go. You're going to use the short end that slides into the gun and the larger tab in there. Let's do that. Like so. And here's what I meant about being able to adjust how it looks to the side. Gives you just a little bit more play. Then in the front, here and here, you have his shoulder missile launchers. We're gonna just lift those up there. And the missiles are actually a little magnet, and it's gonna drop right inside. You'll hear them click in place. But we haven't finished. We can give him even more guns. So let's swap out the hands and do that. All right, here's the last of the arm armament. On the underside here, you can lift this off. You've got 2 pegs underneath, and you'll slide these cannons in as well. And then I'm going to change out the hand from an articulated hand to the one with even more guns on it. So there is one heavily armed arm. Now, not only does he have all of these guns, he also has all these firing effects. These attach to the weaponry. For the Gatling gun, look on the back, you're going to see all of the individual holes and 1 peg. Line those up, take a moment to do that. Push that in. You've got another for his shoulder cannon here. And that only goes in one way as well. Like so. And then these 2 fit into the wrists. Like so. Like so. Take a look at that. Our final accessory is the Frank Castle head sculpt. Scarred face, stern brow, great sculpt in the hair work, painting on it, textured, cowl in the front. It's actually of a soft rubber material. Highly detailed, but it still has that bit of video game look to it. Now this cowl will be used when we swap out the heads. Let's take a look at how that looks now. When you swap out the portraits, you're going to first remove the head, but then you're also removing the lower neck. For the Frank one, you have a special neck gear, and in the portrait, there is the large ball joint down inside. So we're going to slide that neck joint down there, and then replace with our other sculpt. Now here's the figure with the alternate head sculpt. It's a really, really neat unmasked version. All right, now I'd like to take a look at the figure all the way down, head to toe, and check out some of the details. You can see on the armor that they've given it scratches, pitted, some bit of weatherness. Right around the neck joint, you get that metal look. Front has been dirtied. It's not a clean skull. On the side, and also down on the leg. As you can see on the guns, they've also gone and done the scratch and wear up onto the shoulders. We turn it there, you can see the interior workings. And here on the back. Now when you move that forward, you also see all of that gear work. Down on the back. As well. Down to his steel-toed boots. Here's some more close-ups of all of that work. Down on the leg, shin, the rivets. It just wouldn't be our show without some good old-fashioned tread watch. I put them in a bit of a pose here just so I can show you some of the articulation points. You've got the ball jointed head. Also the neck itself can move as well, giving you a lot of range of motion. The chest can be lifted, okay? Give you a little bit more room there. Now down here on the legs, not only does the leg drop down to give you more range, but also the side flaps will lift both to the front and side, okay? The legs can ratchet all the way back to 180. We'll show that in a second. Then down here, the flaps in the back are articulated, up on the front, and is a rolling, rocking ankle as well. The shoulder, what they've done for that for you is to make this piece movable. So you'll drop that when you adjust and change your arm. And that way, you can always cover up that seam anytime that you have it. So it's a really nice feature that they've done there to be able to kind of cover that seam. And I always like when you can see the mechanics of it. Now because you can move that out, you can really hike up the height of the arm, and then I can place that back in there. Okay, so you don't damage it, make sure that you move it aside when you're going to do those. You got a good 90 degree on the arm there. Again, as I said, I can adjust and move it back. Torso, you can actually lift it up so I can get more range. So full tilts to the side, a lot further than we've seen with other diecast like this, which is a nice thing to have. So let's take a look down at the lower leg joint. As I said, you can extend by pulling down. You'll lift the flaps in the front to the side apart if you're going to be doing anything dynamic. But again, quite a bit of movement there to the side. Just be cautious with those flaps anytime that you do it. These are ratcheted back, so it gets a full range of motion. And then I slide those flaps back down as I drop there. So as you can see, you have a really, really big range in them. When the leg is down like that, you also have the ability to turn it, okay? So giving it those extra points of articulation really allow you to do a lot of dynamic poses with a figure like this. In this front chest section, as I said, you can remove, see the inner workings and the light. Also, this lower section here actually has a hinge to it, and that's to allow for deep bends to the side to not damage the suit. So again, just more abilities for you to pose it. So I just wanted to show you again in a museum pose. He's still so impressive looking. He weighs in at about 2.5 pounds, but incredibly durable. Again, you can drop those back down. I'm having a lot of fun posing him because he can just do so much. So I think I'm gonna add all the fire effects and then give you one last look. So there you have it. The Punisher and War Machine armor by Hot Toys. Being this incredibly flexible and posable, die cast, the paintwork, the multiple head sculpts, these firing effects and all of the weaponry, He's just an incredible figure, and I'm really glad I got a chance to show him off to you. So thanks for watching, everybody, and once again, don't forget to let your geek side show.
Be sure to subscribe by clicking the S icon on your screen and click that bell icon to be notified whenever a new video is posted. If you'd like more information on the items featured in this video, click the link provided under product info. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to let your geek side show.